One of the dimensions of high velocity IT, we wrote some. By the way, I wasn't the only writer of high velocity IT. I think I wrote about half of it. It was my structure. I wrote about half of it, but I engaged about 20, I think it was 21 or 22 people to write specific pieces. Dave Snowden on ethics, for instance. Jeffrey Liker, the author of The Toyota Way, wrote a great piece about Toyota Kata, and several other people wrote bits and pieces, and I orchestrated the whole. But one of the topics, one of the topics in the book, which I was quite pleased with, was about the concept of psychological safety in the workplace, being conscious, trying to create a culture by acting, where people feel free to express their opinions without fear for their reputation or their work or their job. You've had recent examples in various industries of, trouble at Boeing, people, whistleblowers, people saying, that's it's not right what we're doing. And is there a culture that encourages people to raise their hand and say, hang on, there's a risk here, or are you punished for complaining, and therefore stop complaining, and therefore let the organization take risks? That's about ethics as well. Do you want to work for an organization with those kind of values? But the concept of psychological safety and stress in the workplace, because IT can be a pretty depends on your role, but IT can be a pretty stressful place to work. And there are even examples of people who have had pager duty in the past, carried a pager around that would buzz when an incident occurred at night and things like that, that even years after they no longer have pager duty, when they hear a telephone buzzing, they have a physiological reaction which is similar to PST, what's it called, post-traumatic stress syndrome. It has a lasting effect on people, and we're often not aware of that. So I think that's one of the good things in high velocity IT, the focus on the human element.